I'm feeling good. I think we'll win. Obviously lost against Leicester this week, but you know we got some players out injured, but Plymouth are not as good, and I think we'll pull through today.
Yeah. And what have you made of Norwich's start to the season? Obviously, you spoke about that Leicester game. Feels slightly more negative than it did at the start, but still been a positive start, right?
Oh yeah, this season I've been to every away game so far. It's been brilliant.
Yeah.
Huddersfield, Rotherham wasn't great, but everywhere else has been brilliant. The attacking football's been lovely to watch, and I like what Wagner's doing.
Yeah, and what do you make of the sort of striker situation? Obviously, Barnes and Sargent both out injured now. What do you want to see from Wagner to sort of deal with that?
I'd like to either get his opportunity, start up front on his own, show him what he's really like. I've always rated him, and I've often felt bad for him because he's got a lot of hate from our fan base, but you know, I think he's got what it takes, and if we give him the service, I reckon he'll prove us all wrong. So.
Do you think it's sort of just a confidence issue with him, or do you think, as you mentioned the service there, do you think he needs more chances?
I think obviously more chances definitely would help him out, but yeah, I think it's a confidence thing. If he gets a couple good shots in today, then he could, you know, restart his whole season.
Yeah. Can I get a score prediction for today's game?
I'll go 2-1 Norwich.
Who's going to score?
I reckon Hwang off the bench.
Yeah.
And Gibson. Yeah, Gibson header.
It's going to be a tough one today. Plymouth obviously have had a couple of difficult results recently against Plymouth, but against Palace and against Bristol City the other day. We've got a lot of injuries coming into the game. I would take a point.
Yeah.
Either I think it is a bit of a last chance saloon scenario for him. I'm hopeful. I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to be two up top with Hwang and Ida. I'm not sure of that personally because I think fitness is still a concern for Hwang, but I wouldn't be surprised if he puts an extra body in midfield. I wasn't at the Leicester game the other night, but I listened on the radio to it, and I mean, it's going to be a tough game. Sort of a long come Norwich moment personally, but I hope I'm wrong, but you never know.
You mentioned Adam Eden there. What do you make of him personally? Do you rate him?
I think it's a good question. I think you can see that the effort's there. I think a lot of it's confidence. Like a lot of the support last season were getting on his back, and I can understand the frustrations in terms of the performances. But I think it's just he's shown glimpses. Obviously, the goal against Hull, stretching at the last minute. Huddersfield, if he gets the service, we've just got to try and do that. It's down to him at the end of the day. Personally, if he doesn't hit the ground running, and when Barnes and Sargent are back in, I can't see him getting a look in. We missed a link up between Barnes and Sargent. Obviously, the physicality of both of them, and that is a massive blow. So it is going to be a difficult period. Barnes is out in November, December, so that's potentially 10 games he's missing, and we have to try and do our best as a club. But it's going to be a tall order for the season. I would have said top half, maybe top six. My mind hasn't changed with that. We've had a decent start, but you look at the teams that are coming into it. Leicester, obviously. Scum down the A140, unfortunately, but also to be fair, Leeds are they're starting to click. It may be a transitional season for a bit under Fark, but the resources they got there, it would not surprise me at all if they are up there at the end of the season. I hope I'm wrong because I've got a Leeds fan who work with it either, but you never know. It's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Can I get a score prediction for today's game?
Wow.
Sorry,
that's all right. No worries. Head says 1-1 or 2-1 Plymouth. Heart says 3-1 Norwich and Adam Ida hat-trick, but that's probably the Copperberg talking.
Really positive. We watched the press conference. I feel the same as what he does about it, really. I think we're with what's his name out injured.
Barnes.
With Barnes out injured, we're a little bit weak up front, but I think we've got enough to win today, definitely.
Yeah, and what have you made of Norwich's start to the season so far?
Really, really positive. Last season, as everybody was saying, we were really, really deflated after every game. This season, really upbeat. This is our fourth away game that we've travelled to.
Wow,
so we're really feeling good about it.
Yeah, you mentioned that travel. You said to me before that you've been on the coach. How was that journey? I think it took 7 hours?
Yeah, it took 7 hours. We stopped after 3.5 hours, but it's worth it to come and see them play and support them. And with the away supporters, they're fantastic. When you're here, it is amazing. It really is. And I've heard that we've got the drum again today.
Yeah.
So
looking forward to that?
Yeah, really. We love it. Absolutely love it. Really.
Can I get a score prediction for today's game?
So my score prediction, I know my husband has said he'd like 2 goals by I can't remember his name. Malimbumba. I can't say his name. 2 own goals by him, but I'm going for a 3-1 Norwich win today.
Who's going to score? Who do you think is going to score?
Sarah, Rowe, and I think Fashnat might get a goal as well. They're all playing really well at the minute, so yeah, those 3 are my goal scorers for today.
It's an absolute joke, to be honest. I don't think you can take much positives from it, to be honest. We just fell apart, didn't we?
Yeah.
Fell apart. It don't really make sense considering how good we were at the start of the season to where we're at now, really.
Yeah.
We probably would have been better off not starting the 2 strikers.
Yeah.
I think Adam Eder is awful. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, that's allowed. Yeah. You didn't change your mind at all.
I think
with the 2
Ben
goals?
Gibson is awful.
Yeah.
There's many out there today that weren't fit to wear the shirts. I'll say that.
Eder didn't win you round at all with those 2 goals.
Well, you got to say that was a good finish.
Yeah.
It was actually a good finish. And the penalty is a penalty, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's difficult to make too much of that. But we actually looked all right in that period, but they were already 5-0 up, so you can't make anything out of it.
So who do you sort of blame for that then? Where does it? Is the blame with Wagner or the players?
Squad. Depth in squad, really. You know, we've lost Sargent, we've lost Barnes, and we've got to bring in Eder, who hasn't proven himself, and Wang, who's not played in English football. So, what do you expect?
And going forward now, do you think? How do you look at sort of Norwich's championship prospects after that? Has it changed the way?
Mid-table. Yeah, mid-table.
Yeah. Would you be delighted with playoff now then?
No chance it's happening. Forget about it. Cancel the bus.
Yeah, sadly, pretty awful,
Not
really.
what I was predicting
not what
before
I was
the start of
planning.
the
No, I thought Plymouth would come out early.
Yeah.
But that was defensively a shambles, sadly.
Yeah, you said defensively.
That's about it, really.
Yeah, is that where it went wrong, really? Just the defence, or was it all over the pitch?
I think we looked like when we tried to go forward, didn't have anything there, and then we were just getting punished at the back.
Yeah.
Don't know whether the striker injuries are going to cost us with the next few games coming up, because whenever we went forward, certainly in the first half when it was a bit more even, we looked like we weren't creating anything at all, really.
We had a lot of the ball, but I mean, defensively, you can't give teams 4 goals in half time.
Yeah.
Well, you can't give teams like 2 goals in half time. And that was sadly, living in Plymouth, it's going to be a sorry walkover.
Yeah, that's true. Did Eder do anything to sort of pep you up a little bit at the end? Do you feel any better about the team after that? Or?
I don't know. I think some of the players apart from Onel, they maybe needed to do more, even at full time. Then just only Onel coming over and speaking to the fans. Everyone else just looked a bit sorry for themselves. I appreciate it was not a good day for them out anyway, but all the fans that are paid to come down here, it's a 7-hour drive down here. It's not fair on them.
Yeah. And who do you blame? Is it with Wagner or the players today?
Don't want to get to blaming yet. If this carries on, then obviously you're going to start to point fingers at.
I couldn't pick someone to blame. I think it was a team.
There was no one
crap performance.
Yeah, and just to finish with, how do you feel about Norwich's prospects sort of for the season now? Do you feel a lot worse about them, or do you think it's just
a one-off? At the start of the season, I was really downbeat. Then I got really upbeat. And after this game,
with the
I'm
injuries,
a little bit more downbeat. Yeah, we've lost arguably our best 2 strikers. Although I don't mind Ida. I mean, it's not the worst striker in the world. Give him a chance, he may score. But that was a knock. I didn't see 6-2 coming.
I came to Plymouth thinking, we're playing a team where you lost 4-1 at their rivals. They dropped most of their first team for their rival game against Bristol City the other day. We lost to Leicester, I think, unjustly. I'm not going to say we're a better team than Leicester, but we dominated the second half. They hit us 1 counter-attack, didn't work out, fine. We come down here, full away support today, 4-0 down at half-time. Doesn't make any sense. And on a side note, it's the best Norwich away support I've ever seen in my life, and that's since 2004. Yeah, that's not going to be the same for everyone, I understand that, but it's amazing. We sang through it. We still managed to concede 2 more goals. And we now lost 3 out of the last 4 games, and it's not just like, we've lost to better teams, we've lost to Plymouth. To a lot of people on a personal level, the fact we sold Barley Mumba to Plymouth in the first place is bad for 1.5 million. He didn't take the mick out of us as such, but he's still rolling around. He's being a bit arrogant. We've all come down. It's a a very, very long trip to come here. We've got to go to Fulham on Tuesday night. In the best case scenario, I want us to win. I want Norwich to win every single game. However, we could potentially lose 4-0, and then we have Birmingham. And if you don't beat Birmingham, then the people are going to start turning against the manager again, and it's going to be the same as it was last season. But, you see the support that there was for Wagner today and for the team. I was sat in the cafe this morning at 8:30 down in Plymouth Beer. There was four Norwich players in there. Just giving respect to Plymouth fans, everything like that. And it's just a bit of a shame that it's turned out this way. But they're not robots. They cannot win everything. That was ridiculous. 6 goals at Plymouth is ridiculous.
How do you feel about the season now, sort of broadly? Do you think Norwich can still push for playoffs or anything like that? Or
of course they can. Of course they can. We only finished last season 6 points outside the playoffs, and I got ridiculed on Twitter last season for saying that we have to appreciate where we've come from in the last 12 to 14 years. All the Premier League season, even though we got relegated back again, and blah 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 blah. But unbeaten in the derby for that many. I don't know if anyone's concern is the fact we're going to lose to Ipswich. Everyone's obsessed about it. Just get over it. If you get beat by Ipswich twice and we get promoted, are you going to care? I won't personally. But we're going to all these away games, and you're going to lose some, you're going to win some, mate. It's the Championship. You're not going to go unbeaten in the Championship. Everyone was frustrated Wednesday night. Everyone slagged off. Eder was amazing today. Eddie scored, and he scored a very good goal off a free ball. So.
I was just going to ask you about that to finish off with. Do you feel like that's a minor positive to come from today, that Eder's looks like he's...
It's not a minor positive, mate. It's just like people are very ignorant. The expectation of people is that he's a very young man, and it doesn't matter if he plays international football for the Republic of Ireland. He's young, and everyone is horrible to him. Full stop. Just back him, and if after 30 games he doesn't score any goals, fine. But not after 4. Not after 4 games. He scored today, and it was horrible. The Norwich fans are great, and there was a few fans who weren't happy about the fact that Norwich fans were happy about singing. But what are you going to do? Are you going to? We've all come down 600 miles to Plymouth. Are you going to celebrate it, the fact that you're here, or are you just going to whatever? So I think Adam Eder, give him a chance. Definitely.